So if we could start with just some basic demographic questions. If you could please tell us your full name.
Elpidia Cruz Santos.
And how old are you, Mrs. Santos?
Right now, 75 years.
And are you married?
Yes.
Do you have any children or grandchildren?
I have 11 children.
And where do you live?
Tamuing.
And how long have you lived on Guam?
All my life.
Your whole life. And can you tell us a little bit about, I know you had told us before we started the interview that you had sort of a unique arrangement, a family arrangement. Can you tell us a little bit about that, how you were raised?
How I was raised?
Yes, your story about the babies being borrowed.
Oh, this is my parents, and the one that raised me up was neighbors. So it happened that she has no kids, so she asked my mother if she could keep me for her company.
You didn't have very much contact with your birth family.
No, not at all.
Okay. So that just sort of helps us to have a context for the experience you had. Okay. So for this interview, I'd like to ask you some questions about life on Guam during the Japanese occupation and in the time following. So Mrs. Santos, if you could tell us a little bit about where you were when the war started, what you were doing at the time that the war began.
We were staying in Agana, but then we went to the ranch that day. So my parents told me to go down to get salt water. So I went down, and as I took the water ready, I was walking up, I heard a shooting and a plane going, So I was scared. I dropped one of my gallon of water, but I continue heading up to the ranch. When I entered the ranch, I've seen no one in the ranch, but they were all under the bed, hiding. So I hide myself too. I'm scared.
And after that, what happened?
After that, when the shooting stopped, we all come out.
So following the war, can you tell us a little bit about the kinds of work that your mother did in the home? What kind of things, chores and things did she do?
All she does is cook, clean the house. That's it. The old man goes out fishing. After fishing, and he comes home, we cook what he catches.
Okay, so can you tell us a little bit about what your chores or your responsibilities were as a child following the war? What was your average day like? What kind of chores would you do?
During that time, there's hardly all we do is just housework.
What kind of things would the housework include?
Well, cleaning your house, then going outside, cleaning your yard. So I go down I squat down to, cut grasses.
So one more time, if you could tell us about your experience with work.
When I first got married, my husband was in the service. So he works all alone for kids, but as I said, after he quit in the service, he works again for the Navy. Alone, well, we have 1 kid already in that time.
And what about the work that you did?
The work I did is my husband won't allow me to work until all our kids are finished their school. I started working in 1992.
And what kind of work did you do?
I worked for the cafeteria, Navy cafeteria. for 10 years. And after that 10 years, our cafeteria was privatized, so I vended myself again and worked for custodian. I worked for custodian for 4 years by myself on the Admiral building. Do you believe that? I do cooking, I do cleaning, I do register.
By yourself?
By myself. I feed 100 people over there in the Admiral building. So when they found out that I was double dipping, they let all double dippers out of the job.
So if you could tell us a little bit more about your work experience in the cafeteria, what the working conditions were like.
If you are a cafeteria worker, you're supposed to come in neat and, you know, make sure that you are clean. You are a type of person that could work with fruit.
And the other people you worked with were?
They are good. They are clean. They are very neat. We come in neat.
And was it other women
With
also?
the other women, yeah.
Were there any men in this type of job, or was it women only?
Only woman on my side is only woman.